Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you few brothers and sisters and watch my lessons and gain edification and gain useful knowledge. Alright? So here you go. You got this so-called Christian or Jew claiming that Christians are going off, and they are, by celebrating, by Salakia, by honoring the Sabbath. To celebrate, it's not really a celebration, it's a day of rest, or a day to basically, you don't buy or sell, and you don't, you don't cook. It's a day of rest, all right? Either you rest or, you praise the Most High, all right? So, this dude here, he's talking about the Christians are going off. He's right. But then he's saying the Jews, by them honoring the Sabbath on Sunday, they going off. And by the Jews, the Jewish, Salakia, the Jewish, because we know that anything ish is definitely not on point. It's definitely going off. All right, so he's saying that the Jewish Amalekites honor the Sabbath on Friday, Saturday, which he says he does, which is going off as well. And that's how you know these people are not the true people. They call themselves the true people. Here y'all are, y'all got the Torah, and y'all reading from the Torah, y'all still going off. All right? I'm going to let you listen to this video. I'll break out some scriptures, and Lord willing, you're edified.
Christians keeping the Sabbath on Sunday is a stumbling block to many Jews. Jews know that the Messiah will keep the law perfectly, including observing the Sabbath day on the seventh day. Jesus kept the Sabbath on the seventh day, Shabbat on Saturday. Christians claim that Jesus is the Messiah and that Jesus himself kept the Sabbath on Saturday. So how come followers of Jesus keep the Sabbath on Sunday? I myself go to church on Saturday and Sunday because Acts says that the believers gathered every day. However, the book of Acts does specify.
All right, Salakia, he didn't say Friday. He said Saturday, Sunday. But as you know, the Sabbath is from even to even. All right? It's from even to even. So if you wake up in the morning and say, oh, it's Sunday, it's Sabbath, you're going off. Because that's not even. All right? If you wake up on Saturday and say that's the Sabbath, till Sunday morning, you going off. It's like they're not even honoring the Sabbath in its entirety. The Sabbath goes by the moon, and I'm gonna prove that, but I'm gonna let you finish watching the video.
The Sabbath in particular 85 times on Saturday, and Sunday it only mentions it once or twice. But I bring this up because Christians might not be aware what our Jewish friends are thinking when it comes to the Messiah and the Sabbath, especially when there's no commandment of God switching the day we are to gather. In fact, it was a non-Jew, Constantine, who changed the day of worship from Saturday to Sunday in 321 AD. Christians
and the Sabbath, honoring the Sabbath on, I believe on Sunday, is worshiping the sun god. All right, and Saturday will be worshiping Saturn. I believe that's a Greek god. Those are all Greek gods. The sun god, and those are all that's paganism. All right, that goes back to paganism. If I'm not correct, that goes back to paganism. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, the root meaning of Salakia. So Sabbath goes by a moon. All right. So each month is the new moon. All right, and that's how, in the ancient days and how we do now, if you're doing it correctly, that you honor the Sabbath by the moon. All right, the moon is the root is moon. The root word for month is moon. Okay, so so let me read this to you. One final fun fact on the subject: the word month comes from the Proto-Germanic word for moon. All right, so that's where they get the word month from. Is from the word moon. Starting with the implementation of the Julian calendar, each month was intended to reflect a single lunar cycle. All right, and then it reads further. What's the original meaning for the word month? Here's one last fact. The word month itself related to moon, was originally measured how long it took from the moon to complete a cycle around the earth. So moon and month come from the same root. All right, so there you have it. So you're supposed to be calculating the Sabbath according to the moon. All right, and as you know, each new moon falls on a different day. So how could your Sabbath possibly fall on the same day every month? That's my point intended. How could your Sabbath fall on the same day every month? That's how you know they going off. That's how you know these other camps is going off, and that's how you know these Christians and these Jewish Amalekites are going off, because their Sabbath falls on the same day every month. This is Amos 8:5 saying, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making ephah small and shekel great, by falsifying the balances by deceit. This is Exodus 20:28 through 11. All right. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested on the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. All right. So this is just letting you know, give you a little background reference to the Lord rested on the seventh day and hallowed it. All right. So this is Leviticus 23:3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. Ecclesiasticus 43:6. He made the moon also to serve in her season, for a declaration of times and a sign of the world. So the Most High created the moon to serve as a time measurement, because they didn't have watches, they didn't have all that other stuff. They had the moon. The moon would tell you, you look up at the moon and you know what time it is, the season. All right. This is Isaiah 66:23. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. So from one new moon to another, from one month to another, and from one Sabbath to another. And as you know, that Sabbath changes every month. So if you're honoring the Sabbath the same day every week, you're going off. If you're honoring the Sabbath on Saturday, you're going off. Every month, you're going off. If you're honoring the Sabbath every Sunday, you're going off. So, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters have been edified. Shalom to the next one.